Josh, Chad, congratulations. All you need to do now is defeat the man standing next to you in our final round of competition, in which we send you back to your home forges for 5 days to recreate an iconic weapon from history. A pair of Bagnak.
Wow.
Meaning tiger's claw, the Bagnak was a ruthless weapon originating from India. While concealed in the hand, it could serve up surprise attacks, resulting in deep gashes that pierced through both skin and muscle. This variation was called a Bichwa Bagnak and included a lethal blade that was made to resemble the sting of a scorpion. This design made it a triple threat where it could either thrust, slash, or claw its way into an opponent. One of the most well-known uses of the weapon is recounted in the history of the Maratha Empire, when Emperor Shivaji secretly wore a Bagnak and fatally disemboweled his enemy. Good luck, bladesmiths. We'll see you in 5 days.
Good luck.
Good luck. My name is Josh Prince. I started forging because my younger son wanted me to forge him a weapon for his action figure. So I forged a miniature sword for him. Since then, I've moved on to real blades. I plan to start working on the claws, which is going to be a challenge. I got to work on each one individually. I have to keep them the same the entire time. Now that I've got the claws in, the next step is heat treat. A lot of things can go wrong. I can overshoot the temperature and create problems in the steel, especially at the tip of the blade. Overheating would make it easier to break. If it cracks or warps, I start over again. Oh, it looks like it took a warp. I hope I'm wrong, because I don't have time to start over from zero. Maybe not. It's pretty straight. I don't know if I was seeing things or what. When I quenched the second blade, just beautiful. I can't believe it. I got both these blades through heat treat. They look pretty good. The rest of it is just fine detail work. The thing I'm most proud of are the design elements that I put into the blade. I love the forged black handle and the stark contrast between the handle and the blade. The tiger eye stones really bring the whole thing together as a tiger claw. There's a little scorpion stinger at the back, too.
My name's Chad Atfield, and I'm a full-time iron worker. Being an iron worker really helps me in the forge because we know a bunch of types of steel. We work with torches, we work with hand tools all the time, so I am gonna win. I want a nice bold pattern, and hopefully at the end of the day, I have the billets done. That turned out beautiful. I'm liking it, claws are even. It's time to get ready for heat treat. There's 5 blades that I have to heat treat on one blade. So it's very difficult. That is a very straight blade. Time for the second one. I'm liking it. It looks really nice. I'm gonna put on the leather wrap for the handles to give it a little extra grip and to conceal the welds that I put on there. I'll test it and see if I like it. I think it'll be sufficient for stabbing. It can take a lot of abuse and also has a sharp edge. That's sharp. I feel really confident about these blades. I can't wait to see them being tested.
Bladesmiths, to see what kind of lethal damage your weapon will do, we'll take your Bagnak and deliver multiple slashes and thrust and claw at the spit carcass. Josh, you're up first. You ready for this?
So ready.
To be my tiger claw today, please welcome back my brother, RJ Marcaida. All right, Josh. First up, it's comfortable. My 3 fingers in the middle allow me to grasp on to the claws easily and not feel that it's gonna impede my movement with the hand. The clawing is very deep. Your slashes cut deep into this pig carcass. Overall, your Bagnak will kill. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, Chad, your turn. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, Chad. First up, the handle, it's on the thinner side. There's a little bit of movement there. But the positions where you have the claw is secure. It's safe. They're razor sharp. On the lacerations there, the slicing, it cuts deeply. Overall, your weapon will kill.
Thank you.
Well, RJ, I can see that your fighting skills have not changed since we were kids. You still scratch like a girl. Cat claws. Thank you very much. I hope you had a lot of fun. Next up is the strength test. Ben?
Bladesmiths, to test the strength and durability of your Bognock, I'm going to be clawing and stabbing away at these logs. Remember, this test is all about what happens to your blades, not what happens to the log. Josh, you're up first. You ready?
I'm ready.
Well, Josh, the claws held up very well. There's no mark on them that they've ever even seen a tree. But you lost your tips.
Yep.
The first one went as I started to pry, but the second tip, it cracked as soon as I stabbed in. I like the feeling of these in my hands. They were comfortable to wield, but you can't deny that they're not there anymore. Chad, you're up next. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Well, Chad, you lost one of your tips. The other one was scaring me, but it's in one piece. It held up well. I like that you did Damascus. I like the pattern of it. It's really pretty. Overall, well done.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, to test the sharpness of your blades, I'll be clawing and slashing at our Sandman here. Unlike the strength test, this is all about what your weapons do to this target. Josh, you're up first. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, Josh, these are sharp. You can see these cuts, just clean rakes across the chest. No tearing. I actually like that hook you got. These are definitely cutters. Nicely done.
Thank you.
All right, Chad, you're up. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, Chad, these are amazingly sharp. Each one of those cuts is beautiful and clean. They're very light, very fast. I think you did a beautiful job. These are very nice weapons.
Thank you.
Bladesmiths, what started as a round one nuts and bolts challenge came down to these Bognock. Both of you have put in an incredible amount of work. Unfortunately, in this arena of competition, there can only be one Forged in Fire champion. Chad, congratulations. You are a new Forged in Fire champion. Good job. Josh, unfortunately, your Bognock did not make the cut. Please surrender your weapons.
I'm a little discouraged, a little disappointed, but I'll bounce back.
Chad, congratulations. You are the new Forged in Fire champion, and that's a title that comes with a check for how much?
$10,000.
That's right, $10,000. Good job. Please present your weapons to the judges.
I'm feeling really good right now. That's lost for words. Being Forged in Fire champion was surreal. I was able to show my best, and it makes me feel really proud.
Well, gentlemen, congratulations. The two of you have succeeded. You are both moving forward into the third and final round of our Double Trouble competition. In this last round, we're going to be sending you back to your home forges, but we're not going to be asking you to build one iconic weapon from history. We're going to ask you to make two. You will be building these. A pair of Ginunting swords.
As one of the weapons issued to the Philippine Military Special Forces units, the Ginunting swords have proven to be effective and deadly weapons. The word Ginunting translates to scissors, and the inward curve of the blade's design allows for deeper cuts while also proving the user with a thin, lightweight weapon. When paired together as a sword and dagger, the longer sword serves as an offensive long-range weapon, while the shorter sword serves to be defensive post-mortar weapon. The intimidating dual swords are built for brutal combat as well as navigating thick jungle terrain.
Well, gentlemen, you'll both have 4 days to build your pair of Ginuntings. One of you is going to come back here and leave $10,000 richer, carrying the title of Forged in Fire champion. We will see you in 4 days. Good luck.
My name's Chris O'Brien. I am 43 years old. Ever since I was little, I loved creating things. I loved making things. I'm actually an art major, and when I ran across bladesmithing, I was just like, that's something I need to try. I'm gonna finish forging out this blade, and then I'm going to forge up another billet and do the second blade, and then that way I can heat treat at the same time with both blades. We're almost there. All right, we're about ready to hit it. That's the sound you want to hear right there. I decide I'm going to try a burn through. Getting the tip just a little hot. There, that looks good. Building these two swords did slow me down a little bit. I'm still on track to be able to finish with pretty good time. Looking pretty good. I like it. I like it. All I have left to do is sharpen the little blade and it'll be all done.
My name is Brian Salisbury. I'm 60 years old. The reason I got into bladesmithing was I wanted a very particular knife for my work. I work for the telephone company. So I made it, and finally I just said, oh, the heck with it. I'll start making knives. It keeps me busy and out of my wife's hair. Okay, I got them forged out. The curves look good. I got my tangs in. I've got to get these things in the oil. And that way I know what I'm up against tomorrow. There it is. She's hard under there. So, second one going in. All right, let's see if she skates. Please, 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 please. Not grabbing anywhere. Very nice. Nice. Now I'm going to drill the holes in them. We've got to finish up the last handle, and I am done. Very similar look to them. Very happy. I got to use these things. Yeah, that works.
All right, bladesmiths, welcome to the keel test. To find out how lethal your weapons are, I'm going to take your weapons and deliver some slashes and thrusts on this big carcass. Brian, you're up first. You ready for this?
Tear it up, you mad dog.
I will. All right, Brian, let's talk about your Ginuntings here. First up, for Ginuntings, they're a little bit on the heavier side, but that lends itself to cut deep into the pig carcass. Your handle construction is smooth, and that gives me good retention. And overall, sir, your Ginuntings, you will kill.
Nice.
All right, Chris, your turn. So you ready for this?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do it. All right, Chris, let's talk about your Ginuntings here. First up, what I like about your weapon here is the balance. It's nicely distributed. The edges you have here are sharp. As you can see, pretty much cut a lot of this pig up. Overall, sir, your Ginuntings, you will kill.
Awesome.
All right, gentlemen, you know what time it is. It's time for the strength test, the bamboo chop. To test the strength and durability of your blades, I'll be taking your Gnunting and chopping into our bamboo target here. Now remember, this isn't about what your Gnuntings do to that target, but what that target can do to your Gnunting. Brian, you're up first. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
You ain't got nothing else to do this afternoon. All right, Brian, first off, they've got some heft to them, but they don't feel bad. They actually swing pretty good. Your blade picked up just a teeniest roll. And then on the smaller of the two blades, there's again, just the smallest deflection. Other than that, they held up beautifully. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Chris, you ready to play?
Sure.
All right, Chris, right off, your handle design for me is just about perfect. As far as swinging these things, man, they're super light. The balance is really nice on these. I don't feel anything on your edge when I run my fingernail up this thing. No deflections, no rolls. So good job.
Thank you.
All right, bladesmiths, we know your blades can kill and we know they're strong. Now it's time to find out just how sharp your blades are. This is a sharpness test, the animal hide slice. Now to find out how sharp your weapons are, I'm gonna take your Gnuntings and I'm gonna thrust and slash across this animal hide. Brian, you're up first. You ready for this?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do this. All right, Brian, the edges you have here are sharp. Every cut over there is quite clean, no jagged edges, and overall, sir, your weapon, it will cut.
Thank you, sir.
Chris, your turn, so you ready?
Yep.
All right, let's do this. All right, Chris, first up, the grinds that you have here are perfect for this kind of cut because there is no resistance. Overall, sir, your Gnuntings, it'll cut.
Thank you.
Well, gentlemen, we had 3 tests. We got 2 Smiths, but we can only have 1 winner. You guys both performed very well, but as you know, only one of you can go home the title of Forge and Fire champion and a check for $10,000. The judges have made the decision, and today's Forge and Fire champion is Chris. Congratulations. Brian, unfortunately, your blade just didn't make the cut. Dave Baker's going to tell you why.
Brian, I think I can speak for all of us when I say that competitions like this are the ones we love to see, where smiths bring back weapons that are so closely matched. This came down to the smallest things. Chris's blade was a little bit sharper than yours. It didn't take any damage. You did a great job. It's a beautiful blade.
Thank you.
Well, Brian, you're clearly a very talented smith, and your work speaks for itself on that. But unfortunately, your time here has ended. I'm going to have to ask you to please step off the forge floor.
I put forth my best effort, but it is what it is. You can't let it eat you up too bad. I wouldn't do a damn thing differently. I got matched up against an absolutely excellent bladesmith. This time he came out on top. We go again, he just might not.
Chris, congratulations. You are today's Forged and Fire champion. You got yourself a check for $10,000.
My blades performed very well. I thought it would be awesome for my kids, just to prove to them that if you put yourself out there and put the work in, you can accomplish what you're after. My name is Chris O'Brien, and I am the Forged and Fire champion.